So ever since The Boys Season 5 wrapped up filming back in July of this year, we have been getting more and more hints as to what this season will consist of. But just the other day, it was said that Jensen Ackles reportedly walked out from filming a scene after being completely blown away by what he had to do. It's wild to think about because if there's one thing we know about The Boys, it's that the cast has seen it all. Explosions, gore, nightmare level prosthetics, nothing usually phases them. So for Jensen to actually freeze and walk away says a lot. It makes you wonder what the writers are cooking up this time, because if even the people making the show are reacting like that, it's probably going to leave us sitting there speechless once it airs. Now throughout the show, we have seen some crazy, and I mean crazy things, ranging from the most disturbing and unexpected sequences to downright unnecessary plots that are there for the sheer fun of making the audience gag. As we know from season 4's ending, Soldier Boy is coming back to play a possibly larger role than he had in season 3, with some speculating he might be teaming up with the man himself, Homelander, to fight against anyone who opposes them. Now honestly, season 3 might be one of my favorite seasons to have come from The Boys, and partly why it was so great was due to the introduction of Soldier Boy. As well, we got one of the highest rated episodes in the entire show, Herogasm, which I probably can't talk about here on YouTube due to the sheer oddness of it. But that leaves me thinking, if Jensen Ackles stuck around for the disgusting set and concept of Herogasm, what could possibly have sent a shiver down his spine in this final season of The Boys? I know what you're probably thinking. Oh, well, this happens every season. And while you are partly right by assuming that, I feel like we haven't gotten this big of a statement in a long time from a character we've seen go through serious stuff. As well, Jensen Ackles is well aware of The Boys' nature since he was on it seasons earlier, so it's safe to say he was expecting some pretty weird stuff to happen. In an article by NME, it's explained that he detailed the scene in which he walked on set, turned a corner, and was frozen in place by the appearance of something that he did not expect in the scene. "Oh my god," Ackles recalled saying at that moment. "That wasn't my line and I was supposed to stay there," he continued. "But I hadn't seen what was going on, we'd blocked it out, we rehearsed it, but things changed when the camera was rolling and I hadn't seen it. And I walked in and it was, dear God, and I just walked out." Now if this doesn't make you think something very bad must have been present on set, I don't know what will. What makes this moment even more fascinating is how secretive the production has been about it. Normally when something wild happens on The Boys, the cast tends to tease it online. A quick behind the scenes comment, a wink during an interview, something to get fans buzzing. But this time it's radio silence. Nobody's joking about it, nobody's hinting at what Jensen saw. That alone makes me think it wasn't just another over the top gag, it was something that genuinely unsettled everyone there. And that's where The Boys really thrives, not just in shock value, but in catching even its own cast off guard. The best moments from this show aren't just about the gore or chaos, they're about how far these people are willing to go in a world where power corrupts absolutely. If season 5 is truly aiming to top itself, then moments like this could be what redefine its tone entirely. Maybe we're heading towards a finale that's less about superhero satire and more about the horrifying consequences of all that unchecked madness finally catching up. Whatever Jensen saw, it clearly wasn't something you could just laugh off between takes, and that honestly might be the scariest part. Although he doesn't state what he saw or what the scene was about, my best guess is that it's possibly a superhero with a very weird power, or maybe Homelander doing something extremely out of the ordinary, which, let's be honest, is pretty much every other scene on this show. But this could also potentially be a brutal kill, similar and more disgusting than the one we saw in season 4 with that fake Spider-Man guy, one that involved almost entirely practical effects and not special ones, which would explain why Jensen Ackles reacted in such disgust. Another layer to all this that I think people are overlooking is just how method and immersive Jensen Ackles can be as an actor. When he's on set, he's not just showing up to hit marks and deliver lines, he becomes Soldier Boy. We saw that in season 3 when he talked about how he deliberately isolated himself from the rest of the cast to stay in that cold, cynical headspace. So if a scene actually managed to break his focus to the point of walking off set, that tells you something about the energy in the room. Maybe it wasn't just what he saw, maybe it was how real it felt in the moment. And that's something The Boys has been quietly escalating season after season. Every new installment finds a way to blur the line between fiction and reality just a little more. They use practical effects, unsettling camera angles, even ambient noises to make the audience feel what the characters feel. You can imagine how that hits differently when you're in the scene, surrounded by the chaos, the blood, the screams, and you're not watching through a screen but living inside the insanity. If this is the kind of direction season 5 is heading in, then it's not just going for shock value anymore. It's trying to disturb you on a psychological level to make even the actors feel unsafe in a world that's supposed to be make-believe. And that's honestly when The Boys is at its most powerful. level. If you want to dive even deeper into these theories with exclusive videos, guaranteed replies, and your name featured at the end of every upload, you can become a channel member for just $2.99. It helps out a ton and keeps this content going. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and drop your own thoughts and theories in the comments down below. And if you want to keep the conversation going, hop into the Discord where we talk about all your favorite shows and media. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.